So we're going to discuss why poor men love single mothers, why they love dating single mothers. I'm really passionate about this topic because I see single mothers fall a victim of this over and over again. And I see that they all get the same result. Okay, when I mean result, I'm going to talk more about this in this video. So if you're a single mom who wants to get back into the dating world, or you are in the dating world, this video is really, really important for you to watch, because there's certain things you're going to have to pay attention to. And if you're somebody who grew up in a household where your mom was in charge, your mom was paying all the bills, or your mom was paying more bills than she should, or your mom was the provider in the family, there's a high chance that you can fall a victim of being with a poor man and living below standards. Okay, so first let's define the difference between being poor and being broke. So broke, I just get a dictionary definition. Broke is having completely run out of money. Okay, and everyone has experienced being broke. Okay, not everyone has experienced being poor, but everyone has an experience of what it's like to be broke, where you completely run out of money due to certain things arising that you didn't really expect. But when we're talking about poor, the dictionary definition of poor is lacking sufficient money to live at a standard considered comfortable or normal in society. So basically, if you are poor, you are living below your standards. Okay, you're living below standard. So let's say you want to have a Rolls Royce, you want a nice house, but unfortunately you can't afford a house, you can't afford a car. You're forever living in this, carton of a box. You're begging people for food, you're begging people for money for water and stuff like that. You're poor because you're living below standards. You're living below your standards as well. That is the definition of poor. Now, in this day and age, in 2024, we are in a time where women are earning more money than men. We're in a time where men are becoming more feminine, men are becoming more lazy, men want to be women. That's the time we are living in right now. We are not living in a time where men take pride in looking after women, where men take pride in providing for women. We're living in a time where men want to be women. They want to enjoy the benefits of what women enjoy when they walk into the club, when they apply for jobs, when they date men, stuff like that. Okay, it's happening. So reason why I have to bring this up is because single mothers tend to be a target. Now, I am going to look at my phone so I don't forget the things that I'm about to say in this video. Okay, now I've already defined what poor is. If you are dating a man who is living below what you are living, that man is going to have nothing to offer you. If anything, he's either going to add more to your life or subtract out of your life, but he has nothing valuable to add to your life. So let's say as a single mom, you're living in a 1-bedroom house, or you're living in a 1-bedroom apartment, and then you come across this guy and you realize that he's still living with his mom. You realize that he's working in retail. That guy is living below your standards. Okay, because remember, you're on your own in a 1-bedroom apartment. It doesn't matter who provided that apartment, whether it was the government that provided it, whether it was your baby daddy that provided it, whether it was your ex-husband that provided it, whether it's your uncle, your brother. It doesn't matter who provided you with that. If you are living in a 1-bedroom apartment and you're dating somebody who is still living in their parents' house, that person is living below your standards. If you're living in a 3-bedroom house, you live in a 3-bedroom house alone with your kids, doesn't matter who provided it, and then a man now wants to date you and marry you, and he's still living with his boys. He's still living with his boys. He doesn't have a permanent job, or maybe he's lost a job, or he was made redundant. He probably doesn't have good education, and he wants to date you, is living below your standards. He's poor for you. Okay, he can't help you. He can't help, and it can't help you. He can't add anything valuable to your life. Okay, so when you date a man that is living below your standards, or aka poor, he is going to either add more babies to your life, which I've seen this happen to so many single mothers who date men that live below their standards. They end up having another child for this man, or you're going to be running out of money because they will start giving the man money. The man will tell you, oh, can I borrow your car to use this and to do this? Can you help me top up credit because I need to buy this, I need to call this, I need to do that. And then he's going to come up with this excuse that he's trying to pursue this career, and that if you help him invest in his career, and then, or sometimes he'll tell you, if you love me so much, you'll help me out, you do this, you do that. All this, emotional manipulation, okay, which will end up leaving you broke. And the way you used to live lavishly, you're not going to be able to live lavishly because you are sponsoring him. That's what you're doing. You're sponsoring him. And then on top of that, he's going to add stress and drama to your life. Okay? That's what happens when you date a man who is living below your standards. And you need to stop this thing where you're feeling sorry for men who are poor and broke, because a man is stronger than you physically. And if a man is built in a way that he's stronger than you physically, then he should be able to do any work, any task to get him out of that situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? No matter how poor or broke I am, I can never work in construction. My body is not built to work in construction. I can't be lifting heavy, bricky stuff. I will complain and curse from the moment I walk into that construction site, and from the moment I get out. I cannot do it. I'm a woman. I'm not built that way. But for a man who's got more muscles, who's got more strength, who's got more stamina, he can do that. He can do that with a smile on his face, or he can do that with a smile upside down. Either way, he can do it. So you need to stop feeling sorry for men that are poor, because a lot of times it's a decision that they've made. It's not because life put them in that situation. There's plenty of jobs out there. There are plenty of ways to get yourself out of poverty when you live in Europe. I'm not talking about in the poor countries, but when you live in Europe. Now, one thing Now, you're probably wondering why broke men or poor men tends to target single mothers. Is because they know that the number one way to date a single mother is to feed her emotions. This is why it's so important for you to be able to control your emotions and to make sure that you're not getting back into the dating world at a vulnerable state. Because if you just popped a baby out right now, I think that if you just give birth to a child, you really shouldn't be in the dating world for a while, because you need time to recover. Your body needs time to heal. The child needs your attention. It's just not the right time, right? But let's say you just gave birth right now, and then you decided to go on a date, or you decide to start dating. It is very easy for a dude to feed your emotions and for you to fall a victim and be his woman, and for him to take advantage of you. It is so easy, because he knows all he has to do is to feed your emotions and be emotionally there for you. Because let's face it, when you're a single mom, what you want is someone who can cuddle, someone you can cuddle with, someone who you can talk to, someone where you can express how stressful it is to look after this child, to take care of that child and all that. And so a lot of these poor men, they know that when they get with a single mother, they're going to have to play dad role. And sometimes when they play that dad role, they end up becoming, we call it housewife, but for men, what do we call that? I don't know what we call it for men, where they stay home and they just look after the kids, and then the women go work or whatever, do whatever. They end up becoming that. And this is why they drain you, because they're not adding anything valuable to your life. They're taking from you. And then eventually, sometimes in most situations that I've seen, you end up getting pregnant for him again. And then there's another restriction that comes into your life where you can't move as much, or you can't pursue your career as much, because now he's put another baby in the inside of you, and now you need to look after that baby. Now you need to stay home. Now you need to give that baby full attention. And there's a high high chance that if you as a woman, if you were living lavishly, if you were living okay, if you were living in abundance, and you now decided to date a poor man or to be with a poor man, there's a high chance that your life and your standard of living will go down. It will go down, because at one point you will get stressed out. You will have his baby. He won't be able to live up to your standards, because he'll expect you to know that when you met him, he never had those standards anyway. Okay, he had the intentions of feeding off of you. All right, so this is why they target single moms, because when a single mother decides to get herself back on track, put herself back on the pedestal, get her career back on track, she becomes a target, because they understand that her emotions is what they need to feed in order to get her over to her side. Whereas a woman who don't really have kids, they tend to be more emotionally strong. Because one thing I've noticed ever since I've had my kid, I tend to cry a lot more than I did before I got pregnant. And when I mean cry, it doesn't, sometimes it could be good or bad. I could be crying because I saw something that really hit me and it really moved me. I could be crying because I just feel like I need to let it all out and just cry this thing out. And I'll do it in the corner of my room where nobody's watching. And sometimes I could cry because things are not going my way and I just feel like everything is overwhelming, right? But usually people wouldn't see me cry because I'll do it in the corner of my room. I'll do it when I'm alone, okay? And there are times where I'm like, oh, you know what? It'd be nice if I had a man beside me who could just cuddle me and tell me everything was going to be all right, and tell me this, tell me that. But I don't express that out. Do you get what I'm saying? When you see me outside, you might not even think that I'm the type of girl that would be crying randomly. So this is why controlling your emotions is so important. As a woman, you have to learn to control your emotions. You have to learn to control your emotions. Don't be that girl to be expressing how you feel all the time, 24/7. Stop that. If you feel like shit today, nobody needs to know like you feel like shit. If you feel like you want to cry, nobody needs to know that you need to cry. You need to stop expressing your feelings in public, because people who are listening, they will know how to target you. The reason why they target single mothers is that men who are poor, they like to have a woman who be willing to play mommy role in their own life. And I mean, who's a better target than a single mother, right? Because as a single mother, you're already playing mommy role to somebody. So if you have a man in your life, there's a high chance, if you're not careful, you can end up playing mommy role in that man's life. Now, I think I might have to do a separate video on how to not play mommy role in a man's life, because if I was to talk about that in this video, it would be way too long. But when a man is poor, what he needs is someone who can build him back up. And this is the power of a woman. Any man you see who's influential, who's a millionaire, who's in a very high position, best believe there is a woman in his corner that is feeding him with a lot of positivity. And it doesn't have to be his wife. It could be his mom, it could be his sister, it could be his girlfriend, it could be the girl that he met in the strip club. It could be anyone, but it's going to be a woman. Because men don't motivate other men. Men don't sit down and be like, oh, yeah, bro, I believe in you, bro, you gonna make it. Men don't talk like that. They don't talk like that with each other, right? But when a woman tells a man, I really see you like this, I really think you can be this, you can be that, I can see the potential, and he knows that you're saying that, that does something in him, that triggers him, right? That makes him want to do it. Okay, women are more influential than they think, and a lot of times a man could really take your advice depending on the type of woman you are to him. Okay, so when a man is poor, he knows that a single mom will play mommy role in his life, and not only will she play mommy role in his life, but she would help him get to where he wants to be. And sometimes some poor men don't even have inspiration or aspiration. They just want to live the regular schmegular life that they're living. Okay, so the only way you can avoid this is to not play mommy role in his life. Don't be quick to help him. Don't be quick to be like, oh, come to the rescue. Don't be quick to be doing Bob the Builder. Okay, act like the girl in damsel in distress. That's what you need to be doing. Be the girl in damsel in distress. You see, as for me, there's no dude that is going to approach me while he's poor, because the way I dress all the time, it doesn't scream that I'm going to help you out financially for a man. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be the one acting like I don't have. I'm going to be the one saying, you know, where's my purse? I don't know where my purse is. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't give mom vibes. And some of, like, I get it as a single mom. Obviously, you're going to have mommy vibes, but I really don't have mommy vibes. I've been around so many people that don't even think I'm a mom until I say it. They don't even feel like I'm a mom till I say it. Okay, because I don't carry myself like that. I'm not going around caring for people. I'm not going around trying to fix people's financial, emotional problems. I'm not going around trying to empathize with every single person. You know, these are all mommy roles, mommy energy that you're taking with you everywhere you go. And it's very easy for a poor man to spot that and take advantage of you. Okay. Now, I'll give you a quick example of one that I've seen. Like I said, I've seen so many women fall a victim of this. So when I used to go to uni, there was a particular single mom that I used to see on the bus all the time. He would say, hi, bye, hi, bye, hi, bye. Now, I'm someone who, I'm quite attentive. I pay attention to things that even when I don't care, for some reason, I end up caring. But anyway, we kept saying hi, bye, hi, bye, hi, bye on the bus. Like, we would get the bus the same time. We never planned it. It just happened. We would get the bus the same time on the same days, 5 days a week. And we lived in the same estate. So I see her quite a lot. So eventually, one day, she started taking the bus with a particular man. So I was observing. I don't know why I was observing, because honestly, I don't care, but for some reason I ended up caring. So she started taking a bus with a man after, in the evenings, right? And from the way I saw the man, I knew that was the man she was dating, because when men start dating single moms, what do? They start playing with your child, right? They start talking to your child. They start buying your child stuff, right? So that they can kind of get the child to like them. And the man was doing this on the bus. He would play with the child. He would talk to the child, all that stuff. But when I saw the man, he had no car. He was still trying to hustle and bustle, okay? So I knew he was living below her standards. Now, the lady obviously didn't have a car, but as a woman, you don't need to have a car to get a guy who's got a car, all right? And I know some of you be like, oh, but it doesn't matter if he doesn't have a car. Like I said in the beginning of this video, if you are with a man who's not up to where you are, he's below, it's not the person that you should be dating. So as a single mom, if you don't have a car and you're hustling, bustling, you shouldn't even be with a man who ain't got no car. This video is the rich, sorry, not this video. This channel is the rich mom mindset. Okay. So the aim on this channel is for single mothers to put themselves back on a pedestal and to live a lavish, financially stable lifestyle. That's what we're looking at in this channel. Okay. So if you're one of those people who want to sympathize with the poor, you want to live with the poor, you don't see anything wrong with that, this channel is not for you. But I'm telling you right now, as a woman, as a single mom, hustling and bustling, getting buses and everything. As a single mom, if you don't have no car and you're hustling, bustling, and you want to live a lavish lifestyle, your common sense should tell you that you need to be with a man who's got a car. Why? Because it's going to make your life easy. Okay, it's going to make your life easy. So when I saw her on the bus with this guy who had no car, who's hustling and bustling, just like the way she's hustling and bustling through buses, I knew in my heart that this guy wasn't it. This guy was not the one for her at all. I never had a conversation with her. I've never had a conversation with him. I don't know two of them, but from what I saw, I know this was not the right match. So after a while, they started taking the bus together. He would start, you know, looking after the child with her and everything. And then 6 months later, this woman got pregnant. Bear in mind, when she was dating this man, she was a single mom with a 3-year-old. They were dating. They weren't even married. They weren't even engaged. Sorry, I think I'm about to have a sore throat. Oh my goodness. They weren't even married. They weren't even engaged. And so after all of that, the only thing he could add to her life was another baby, which means what? Stagnation. Why? Because now she has to then drop out of what she's doing, take some maternity leave, right? And then obviously restrict her career and everything because the only thing this man could offer her was to add another baby to restrict her. And eventually, the reason why he added another baby to her life, I believe, was to get papers to stay in the country, because he didn't look like he had papers to stay in the country. And so after I saw her pregnant, I didn't see her for a while, which was expected. Maybe the pregnancy was a bit hard or whatever. And then I saw her 1 year later, and she came up to me to say hi to me, and I saw that she'd given birth, but the man wasn't there. The man wasn't following her like the way he used to before she got pregnant. The man wasn't following her about like the way he used to before she got pregnant. Okay, so if you watch my previous video where I talked about why your boyfriend or fiance or whatever leaves when you get pregnant, you'll know it's because he doesn't like you like that. And this is what I'm saying about dating a man who is living below your standards, who's living below your means, who's living below the standard that you've got in your head. Do you get what I mean? They're not going to add anything valuable to your life. They're not. They're either going to give you babies, leave you broke, take money from you, or bring drama to your life and bring stress to your life. You need to be with a man who's at least either on the same level as you or above. It can't be below. If you don't have a car, the guy's got to have a car. Do you get what I'm saying? If you're living in a 1-bedroom apartment, that guy's got to be living on his own. You can't be doing this. I'm dating as a single mom. Let me tell you something. I don't know whether it's just me. As a single mom, I can't be with a guy who's still living with his parents. I don't understand. Why is your ass still in your mother's house? You need to move out and understand responsibility and get yourself an apartment. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you want a man who's grown, who's evolved to a man. Because as a single mom, it's not just you, it's you and a child. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you've had to be responsible, maybe at a young age or by force. You need to be with a guy who is responsible, a guy who's actually evolved to being a man. And it's really important because I see single moms on the losing end all the time. All the time. Stop feeling sorry for men that are poor. Stop feeling sorry for men that are broke. Just stop it. Just stop it. I've seen poor men who've seen a woman that they've liked and they've changed their life 360 so they can get with that woman. I've seen it happen. I have seen it happen. I've seen men who have no money and they will hustle and bustle. If they have to take the money from their mom, from their sister, from their sugar mama, just to satisfy the woman that they want. I've seen it happen. So don't ever believe that, oh, this guy's situation is so severe and yada, yada, yada. Everyone's situation is severe, okay? Everyone's situation is severe. But as a single mom, you have to know the type of man that you want and the type of lifestyle he needs to be living. Because if not, you're just going to live a raggedy schmegula life, and then you're going to get jealous of other single ladies who are living better off than you. And you're going to be that bitter single mom who wish you didn't have a child because you think the child is the reason why you're living below your standards, and it's not. You're just making wrong choices, making wrong decisions, picking the wrong men. Now, for those of you who are like, oh, but it could be love, and it doesn't matter if he doesn't live up to my standards, as long as he loves me, this and that. If you want to know he loves you, ask yourself, what is the valuable thing that he's adding to your life? Okay? Ask yourself those questions. Okay? And let me ask you this question. Does he ask you what you'd like to be in life? What type of career path you want to take? Is he invested in who you want to be in the future? Okay? Because these are things that men do when they like you. Another thing is, does he plan with you? Does he plan on buying a house with you? Does he plan with buying a car? A man who really, really likes you is going to invest valuable things in your life. And if he's not doing that, he's going to add other things that will restrict you from becoming the person that you want to become. AKA baby. AKA taking money off of you, like I said before. Now, and how much of resources has he got to invest in you? These are the things you need to put into consideration. And I'm really on this because single mothers fall a victim of being with poor men, sponsoring men, giving men money, giving them your car. I used to have a single mom as my friend, and when she told me that she started dating this guy, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Next thing you know, the guy was like, oh, can I borrow your car? I need your car to do this and do that. I need your car to go here and go there. And I thought to myself, this ain't your man. Because when you're with a man who has really evolved as a man, he wants to help you. He wants to rescue you. That is what makes him feel like, yeah, I'm her hero. That's what, that feeling is what he wants. It's not you rescuing him that makes him feel good. He wants to be the one to rescue you. He wants to be the one to be like, babe, are you sure you got transport sorted today? If not, I could pick you up and drop you there and this and that. And you'd be like, oh, don't bother. That's just too much. You'd be like, no, it's okay. I'm going to do it. You want a man who is willing to help you, invest in you. That is what you want. But if it's a case where he's like, can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? Can I use this? He wants to use everything you've got? No. It's not acceptable. So I hope after watching this video, you're going to be really careful with the type of men that you're dating as a single mom and the things that you need to be watching out for. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and I'm going to see you all next time. Bye.